In a world obsessed with coupling up, Sigma males stand apart, unyielding in their solitude. While society screams that love is the ultimate prize, they remain unmoved, their independence a fortress few can breach. They aren't broken, they're built differently, wired for a life where freedom trumps fairy tales. Is it a choice or is it their destiny? Welcome to the Sigma male community, where we rip apart the enigma of the lone wolf and expose the raw truth of why Sigmas often reject the relationship game entirely. This isn't about failure to find love, it's about refusing to surrender their soul for it. Here at the Sigma male community, we're diving headfirst into the 11 reasons Sigma males choose to remain single forever, armed with the kind of wisdom that cuts through the noise. If you're a man who values self-mastery over settling, who sees solitude as strength, not a curse, then buckle up. We're about to unpack why the Sigma path isn't just different, it's damn near untouchable. 1. The Untamable Autonomy. Sigma males don't just enjoy their freedom, they've forged it into a sacred empire. Every corner of their life, from the way they spend their mornings to the sanctum of their personal space, is a testament to their uncompromised self-governance. Relationships? They come with strings, shared calendars, negotiated decisions, a subtle erosion of that pristine autonomy. To a Sigma, these aren't requests, they're assaults on a kingdom where he reigns supreme. He's not afraid of commitment, he's allergic to anything that smells like chains. The ancient Stoics knew that true liberty lies in mastering yourself, not bending to external demands. Sigmas live that truth, guarding their sovereignty like a warrior defends his stronghold. Imagine a man who's spent years crafting his life into a perfect machine. Every gear turning just right, every moment his own. Now picture someone stepping in, demanding adjustments, tweaking the controls, throwing off the rhythm. That's what a relationship feels like to a Sigma, a hostile takeover bid. He's not selfish, he's self-reliant, a king who'd rather rule alone than share a throne that demands he bow. The world might call it stubbornness, but he calls it integrity. His empire isn't built for two, and he's not about to let it crumble for a fleeting romance. This untamable autonomy isn't a flaw, it's a feature of a mind that thrives on independence. Sigmas see others lose themselves in partnerships, their dreams deferred, their edges dulled by compromise. Not him. He's seen the cost of love firsthand, friends who traded their fire for comfort, now shadows of their former selves. For a Sigma, that's a fate worse than death. He'd rather stand alone, unbowed, than let someone dim his flame. His freedom isn't negotiable, it's the air he breathes. 2. The Fortress of Solitude, and why it's thriving. While the world scrambles to fill silence with noise, Sigma males turn solitude into a superpower. Their alone time isn't a punishment, it's a high-octane workshop where ideas spark, purpose sharpens, and the soul grows unbreakable. They don't just survive without company, they thrive, building empires of thought in the quiet others flee. The Stoics saw solitude as a crucible for resilience, a place to strip away distractions and face the self head-on. Sigmas don't just nod to that, they've made it their lifestyle. Dating feels like letting a tourist traipse through a sacred lab, spilling coffee on the blueprints of their next big move. Picture this: a Sigma in his element, alone with a book, a project, or just his thoughts, untouched by the chaos of the outside world. That's not loneliness, that's power. He's not hiding from life, he's curating it, crafting a sanctuary where his mind runs free. Relationships threaten that balance. Someone else's voice cutting through the stillness, their needs muddying the clarity he's fought to maintain. Why trade that for small talk or forced togetherness? His fortress doesn't need a co-owner, it's already thriving. This isn't about isolation, it's about intention. Sigmas know their greatest breakthroughs come when they're unplugged from the crowd, free to wrestle with their own depths. They've watched others chase love to escape the quiet, only to lose their edge in the process. Not them. Their solitude is a forge, hammering weakness into strength, doubt into certainty. Inviting someone in risks breaking that rhythm, and for what? A Sigma's peace is worth more than any fleeting connection. 3. Emotional sovereignty, the inner vault stays locked. Sigmas aren't robots, they feel deeply but they don't broadcast it. Their emotions run on a private grid, processed through reflection, not dumped on the world for validation. It's not suppression, it's mastery, a closed system where they wrestle their demons and emerge stronger. The Stoics preached emotional control, reasoning over reaction. Sigmas don't just get it, they embody it. Partners who demand constant sharing or emotional hand-holding hit a brick wall. To a Sigma, opening up feels like handing over the keys to his inner fortress. Why would he risk that when he's already got it under control? Think of a Sigma as a vault. Secure, deliberate, self-contained. He's not hiding pain or joy, he's refining it, turning raw feeling into fuel for his purpose. The world might see it as cold, but it's the opposite. It's discipline, a refusal to let emotions rule him or leak into someone else's hands. Relationships often come with attacks. The expectation to spill your guts, to lean on someone else for stability. That's not weakness to a Sigma, it's inefficiency. He's built his own stability brick by brick and he's not about to outsource it. This sovereignty isn't about distrust, it's about strength. Sigmas know that vulnerability can be a trap, a crack in the armor that others exploit intentionally or not. They've seen men unravel, seeking comfort in others only to lose their grip on themselves. Not him. He'll connect on his terms, sharing ideas not insecurities, because true power lies in keeping the vault locked. For a Sigma, emotional independence isn't just a choice, it's a victory. For rejecting the relationship industrial complex. Sigmas don't buy the hype, marriage, kids, the picket fence. That's someone else's script, not theirs. Society's relationship machine churns out timelines and milestones like a factory, but Sigmas see it for what it is. A cage dressed up as a dream. They're not here to play a role in a play they didn't write. The Stoics urged living true to your nature, not bending to the crowd's applause. Sigmas take that to heart, shredding the rulebook that says love equals success. Partners obsessed with status or tradition set off every alarm in their system. They'd rather burn the script than recite it. Imagine a Sigma at a wedding watching the spectacle. The forced smiles, the performative vows, the unspoken compromises. He's not judging, he's just not buying. He's seen the machine chew up men who signed up for the shoulds. Should settle down, should start a family, should fit in. But a Sigma's life isn't about should. It's about what aligns with his core, what fuels his fire. Relationships dictated by societal checklists feel like shackles, not bonds. He'll only forge a connection that's real, raw, and free of the complex's gears. This rejection isn't rebellion, it's clarity. Sigmas know the difference between love and leverage, between connection and conformity. They've watched friends march into the machine, trading authenticity for acceptance, only to emerge hollow. Not them. They'd rather stand alone than live a lie, because a life unscripted is a life unbroken. For a Sigma, dodging the industrial complex isn't just smart, it's survival. 5. The ruthless energy economy. Sigmas don't waste a drop of their life force, their energy tightens, auditing every interaction like a hawk. Small talk? A vampire. Crowds? A black hole. Superficial flings? A straight-up heist on their reserves. The Stoics knew energy was sacred, a resource to guard and direct toward what matters. Sigmas live that principle with brutal precision. They'll engage when it's deep, real, and worth the investment, but mediocrity? That's a hard pass. They don't squander themselves on low-return connections. Their tank's too valuable. Picture a Sigma sizing up a room, every glance, every word weighed for impact. He's not rude, he's strategic, conserving his spark for what ignites him. Relationships often feel like a bad deal. Drama sucking time, neediness draining focus, shallow chatter killing momentum. He's not here to play nice or see where it goes. If it doesn't pay off in growth or truth, it's out. The world might call it picky, but he calls it power. His energy's a currency and he's not spending it on cheap thrills. This isn't about being closed off, it's about being deliberate. Sigmas know their limits and respect them fiercely. They've seen men burn out, chasing approval or settling for less, their vitality sapped by obligations they didn't choose. Not him. He'd rather recharge in solitude than bleed out in a relationship that doesn't deliver. For a Sigma, energy isn't just fuel, it's his edge and he's not handing it over lightly. Attention Sigmas, and those who dare understand them. Is your mission worth diluting? Before you watch this video till the end, ask yourself this. Does the gravitational pull of your purpose allow any orbit that disrupts its trajectory? Most can't handle being second to a calling. Are you willing to sacrifice clarity for company? Your focus isn't negotiable, guard it like the life force it is. Now back to why compromise isn't in your DNA. 6. Sovereignty over schedule and space. For a Sigma, control isn't optional, it's oxygen. His schedule, his space, his rhythm? That's his domain, a fortress of order where he thrives. An unexpected call, a demand to shift plans, a guest in his sanctum? That's not inconvenience, that's war. The Stoics taught that peace comes from ruling your environment, not letting it rule you. Sigmas don't just agree, they enforce it. Relationships bring chaos, someone else's whims crashing into his system like a wrecking ball. He's not bending, his sanctuary's non-negotiable. Think of a Sigma's day as a masterpiece, every hour painted with purpose, every corner of his space a reflection of his will. Now imagine someone barging in, rearranging the canvas, smudging the lines. That's what a partner can feel like, a disruption to a life he's perfected. He's not rigid, he's resolute, knowing his productivity, his calm, his self depend on this control. The world might push flexibility, but he pushes back. His domain isn't up for grabs. This sovereignty isn't petty, it's profound. Sigmas have seen chaos swallow men who let others dictate their time, their peace slipping through their fingers. Not him. He's built a life that hums with intention, and he'll guard it with everything he's got. A relationship might promise warmth, but if it costs him his rhythm, it's a Trojan horse. For a Sigma, freedom over his world isn't just preference, it's survival. 7. The anti-performance stance. Sigmas don't do theater, life's too short for scripts. Playing the boyfriend, faking charm, or dancing through relationship rituals? That's a circus they won't join. They crave the real, the unpolished, the true, not some rehearsed act to appease the crowd. The Stoics prized authenticity, living as you are, not as others expect. Sigmas don't just nod, they stake their lives on it. If love means putting on a mask, they're out before the curtain rises. Imagine a Sigma on a date, the air thick with expectation. Say this, do that, perform. He's not cold, he's just done. He's seen men twist themselves into knots, playing parts they hate, all for a nod of approval. Not him. He'd rather sit in silence than parrot lines he doesn't mean. Relationships that demand a role, be it romantic hero or dutiful partner, feel like chains. He's not here to entertain. He's here to exist, raw and unfiltered. This stance isn't defiance, it's dignity. Sigmas know inauthenticity rots the soul, and they've got no patience for it. They've watched others lose themselves in the performance, their truth buried under layers of pretense. Not them. They'll connect when it's real, or they won't connect at all. For a Sigma, living true isn't just a choice, it's the only way he knows. Depth or detonation. Sparks don't cut it. Sigmas need a mental inferno. They're not swayed by looks or charm. They hunger for a mind that matches theirs, a soul that dives deep. Shallow talk, trendy fluff, emotional quicksand? That's a detonation switch, they're gone. The Stoics saw wisdom as the pinnacle of a good life. Sigmas don't just chase it, they demand it in anyone who gets close. A partner's got to bring substance, or it's a non-starter. Picture a Sigma locked in conversation, probing, pushing, peeling back layers. He's not showing off, he's searching, testing for a spark that goes beyond the surface. Most don't make it past the first round. Their words bounce off like pebbles on steel. He's not bored, he's unimpressed, craving a clash of ideas, a dance of intellect. Relationships without that depth feel like static, a waste of his bandwidth. He'd rather talk to the void than settle for less. This isn't arrogance, it's necessity. Sigmas know a shallow bond is a dead end, a distraction from their path. They've seen men tether themselves to empty connections, drifting from their purpose. Not him. He'll wait for a mind worth wrestling, a heart worth knowing, because anything less is noise. For a Sigma, depth isn't optional, it's oxygen. 9. The uncompromising cost-benefit analysis. Sigmas don't gamble with their lives, they calculate. Every relationship gets the same razor-sharp question. Does this amplify me or drain me? Time, energy, freedom, those are non-renewable and they don't squander them. The Stoics urged focus on what you can control, cutting loose what doesn't serve. Sigmas wield that like a blade. If the scales tip toward cost over reward, it's over, no hesitation. Romance doesn't cloud the math. Think of a Sigma sizing up a connection. Does it fuel his fire or sap his strength? He's not heartless. He's honest, running the numbers on every glance, every demand. He's seen men pour themselves into relationships that leave them empty, their missions sidelined. Not him. If it doesn't add up, depth, synergy, real value, he's out. The world might call it harsh, but he calls it clarity. His life's too precious for a bad deal. This isn't about being unfeeling, it's about being strategic. Sigma's no love can be a trap, a siren song pulling you off course. They've got no time for that. They'll invest when the return's worth it, when it's a partnership, not a parasite. Until then, Solitude's the better bet. For a Sigma, the ledger doesn't lie, and he's not here to fudge the numbers. 10. Validation is for vending machines. Sigmas don't need a mirror held up by someone else. They've built their own. Their worth doesn't hinge on a partner's praise or society's checkboxes. It's forged in their own fire, unshakable and internal. The Stoics taught that happiness flows from within, not from applause. Sigmas don't just believe it, they live it. Relationships as a status boost or ego prop. That's a game for the insecure. They're whole already and they don't date to prove it. Imagine a Sigma walking through life, head high, unbothered by the whispers, single, partnered, who cares? He's not chasing a +1 to feel complete. He's already the full equation. He's seen men scramble for validation, tying their value to someone else's nod. Not him. A partner's got to bring something rare, something Solitude can't touch, because flattery's cheap and he's not buying. His confidence isn't for sale. This isn't pride, it's power. Sigmas know external validation's a drug, fleeting and hollow. They've got no cravings for it. They'd rather stand alone, rooted in their own truth, than lean on someone else for a fix. For a Sigma, self-worth isn't negotiable, it's the bedrock of his world. 11. The non-negotiable standards that only rise higher. Time doesn't soften a Sigma, it sharpens him. Every year, every lesson hones his vision, raising the bar for what he'll let near his life. His standards aren't a list, they're a shield guarding his peace, his purpose, his essence. The Stoics saw growth as a lifelong climb toward wisdom. Sigmas don't just climb, they build higher walls with every step. They won't settle for less than a bond that fits seamlessly, no friction, no compromise. Picture a Sigma, older, wiser, his gaze piercing through the noise. He's not jaded, he's refined, knowing exactly what kills his calm and what fuels his soul. He's seen men lower their guard, trading standards for comfort, only to regret it. Not him. He'd rather wait in silence than force a fit that doesn't work. The world might call it picky, but he calls it protection. His standards don't bend, they evolve, and they're his strength. This isn't stubbornness, it's strategy. Sigmas know a mismatched relationship is a slow bleed, draining what they've built. They've got the patience to hold out, the spine to walk alone. Forever single? Maybe. Forever free? Absolutely. For a Sigma, the choice is clear: reign solo or not at all. There you have it, 11 reasons Sigma males often choose the solo path, not because they can't find love, but because they won't trade their soul for it. This isn't a weakness, it's a testament to their unbreakable will, their refusal to bow to a world that doesn't get them. You're not here by accident, you're a man who feels the pull of something bigger, something truer. So ask yourself, are you living for you or for someone else's script? Here at the Sigma Male Community, we're your outpost in the chaos, your guide to forging a life of strength, independence, and raw purpose. If this hit you where it counts, smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share this with the lone wolves in your pack who need to hear it. If you're already subscribed, turn on those notifications. Don't miss a single drop of this fire. Until next time, stay fierce, stay free, and own your path like the Sigma you are.